All right, so we are starting with module 6 of the part fundamental of digital marketing. Here I have divided this module 6 into two parts, wherein we will discuss about the fundamentals of content marketing, plus we will also discuss about how you can write content, right? So it's very, very important to understand the concept of content marketing because everything is content nowadays. You might have heard this thing that let's say if there is any movie releasing on Friday, right? Then people flock in the theaters if the content of the movie is good, right? So and again it decides the fate of that movie. Nowadays, I mean, initially it used to happen that there would be a good star in that movie, but then nowadays it is very important that apart from the star, we need to have a good content, good storyline in that movie, right? So everything is like that. Content is the foremost important thing in digital marketing. So moving ahead, we will first set up the agenda. So we will, talk about blog writing. What are the different types of content specifically, right? So what are blog writing, ebooks, white papers, infographics. Then we will discuss about content planning frameworks because it is again very important aspect if we are, planning up a content. Then we will be discussing about repurposing and distribution channels. Then there are certain tools which are important in content marketing. Now, if we talk about content marketing, so it is a strategic approach focused on creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content to attract and retain a clearly defined audience, right? And it is very, very essential, as I told you earlier, because it builds trust, it engages customers, it drives profitable actions, right? So, content marketing becomes a very essential part in digital marketing. In this module, we will explore different types of content. As I told you earlier, that we'll be discussing about all such uh, framework, then distribution channels, essential marketing tools, and then measuring return on investment and with a practical class activity. Now, what are the different types of content, right? So if we see initially, or you can say when internet had started, so there are people who used to write blogs specifically. Basically, blog helps drive website traffic and establish thought leadership by sharing valuable insights regularly, right? Now, when we talk about blogs, there are different way of writing a blog. So as I told you that we will also learn about how to write a blog in a very interesting way. Now, next part is ebooks and white papers. So basically, ebooks could be a playbook that you are good at. We create different ebooks. We create, we provide in-depth knowledge of certain things. We provide in-depth knowledge in some certain guides to educate our audiences, and then with that uh, ebook we can generate the leads. Now, what are white papers? White papers and ebooks are kind of similar, wherein most of the medical transcriptors or medical field we call it as white papers, or we can say the people who are into research field they use this particular term named white papers, right? Now, ebooks and white papers are one of the important aspect when it comes to content because you might have heard that there are, we are in a post-COVID era. Now, before COVID, uh, we used to deal with physical books, hard copies, binders, etc. But then it was already there in the market, but then there was not such a boom in the market, right? Now, after, or you can say post COVID, we are more into ebooks thing because no one want to carry bigger books, right? So in this era, we can say we tend to have ebooks rather than a bigger, bulky books, right? So that's why this ebooks become popular after COVID. Then comes the white papers. As I already told you, white papers are nothing but the research books or the playbooks that has a lot of knowledge. Mostly researchers used to work on that, right? So yeah, white papers is also very important when it comes to marketing. Now, one of the very important aspect is infographics. Now we want to be, I mean, as a written format, we might miss or it might not interest some other people who are not interested in reading, right? So for them, this category is very, very important. Number one is infographics because infographics present complex data visually, and it becomes very easy for sharing, and we can even have a relatable uh, image on certain things, right? So infographics is one of the important aspect over the time because whatever a person is not, if a person is not interested in reading, we can convert that written format to a to an infographic. Over the time after infographics, which gives you visual attention, but then this particular aspect, which is called videos and podcast, are very, very important nowadays because content in the form of videos and podcasts are hit because nowadays over a million of viewers used to see videos and podcasts, which basically engage audiences with tutorials, brand stories, interviews, and audio content suitable for on the go consumption. For example, if I'm traveling anywhere, if I'm not carrying any certain hard copies or binders, right, I would like to put on my microphone and would love to hear certain uh, content in the form of audio, probably in the form of videos too, right? So now we can say we have evolved from writing to watching videos and hearing podcasts. So these are the types of content which have evolved. Not only evolved, right now we are dealing with blogs as well. We are dealing with ebooks and white papers, infographics, videos, and podcasts, all the above four types of content in our real life. So it's important to learn about the basic thing, which is writing. So I have jotted down certain points so that you understand how to write, how to prepare a content for yourself and for your audience. So that we will take it in the next video, wherein we will discuss in deep about blog writing. Now, it's also important for us to understand the content planning frameworks because if we do not plan our content, then there might be hiccups when it comes to releasing your content. So, over the time, a content becomes an addiction for your audiences, right? Therefore, we first need to have our own audiences, and hence we need to define our audiences. We need to create a detailed buyer personas of audience is to understand our target customers and their requirements and needs, right? If we identify this particular thing, then we will be sorted in terms of content planning. Next important aspect is keyword research. Now, if we are having our own content, we need to make sure that the content that we are writing, we should include the keywords in it, right? So in our Google ad session, we have already gone through this Google keyword planner, right? So we can come up with different types of keyword which should make a content interesting. Not only interesting, but your content should rank up on the Google platform, right? Then we can identify the content using we can identify the keywords, as I told you, using Google keyword planner and Ahref, and then we could come up with certain search terms that people are looking for, right? Even we can simply open up Google and we can give certain one or two keywords and see that what others are searching on internet, what are the different long tail keywords that people are searching related to a particular content. It will definitely give you a long form of keyword, and hence we can find out our relevant keywords and then we can put it on our writing, or you can say we can put it on our blog. Next is very, very important. We have to plan and schedule content publication to maintain consistency and effectiveness. Sometimes it happens that as a creator, we forget to cater our audience. If we do that, our audience sometimes wait for our content to publish, right? So, and hence, let's say if I want to create my own brand, right? In that case, we have to have content planner plus content calendar in place, because if we do not do that, then we cannot cater to our own business. That's why a marketing person in your business becomes one of the key player, because that marketing person keeps a track of all the content that we are going to publish, right? Next is setting smart goals. How can we set a proper goals, right? After setting up a proper goals, we can increase the website traffic by 20% in 6 months. So basically, if we are having, if we do not have a smarter goal, then we cannot generate traffic on our website. So we already learned how to do SEO, we already learned how to do Google Ads. So these are the smarter approach that we need to make and make sure we drive traffic on the website, right? Once we generate a good number of traffic, good traffic on our website, we need to make sure that we generate qualified leads as well, right? So these are the important aspects for planning frameworks. Now we can repurpose the content. Now how can we do that? So most of the content creator, most of the marketers does this thing because let's say as a marketer or as a content creator, we need to write first. It is very essential. If we are not writing a particular piece of content, then we cannot repurpose that content, right? So meaning of repurposing means we can utilize the same content again and again, making some refurbishing, some changes to that content, and making sure we are, let's say, if we have created a longer version, longer blog, then we can cut that blog in a way and make it interesting and uh, So basically, it likes converting a long form content into shorter form content, right? Now what we can do to convert the long form content, right? So we can make different pointers, right? So basically, let's say if we have written a long blog, what we can do, we can make different pointers, important pointers, and then we can convert those pointers into an infographic, right? So converting detailed blog content into engaging visual summaries for easier sharing becomes one of the strategy in content repurposing, right? Similarly, if we have written some white paper and then we wanted to convert to that any video, we can even easily do that. Now, transforming comprehensive guides into digestible tutorial or overview videos is now very important because most of the users tend to open up their YouTube and see the videos that is training, right? So it is very, very important that we have to transform the we, white paper that we have written. We can do it in a very interesting way, and and we can convert those into overview videos. Now we can even convert blog bundle to ebook. What we can do, so basically, let's say I have written a lot of blogs, and let's say I have written a lot of blogs related to digital marketing, right? So blogs could be on content marketing, blogs could be on SEO, blogs could be on SEM. All those blogs bundle we can create into ebook. So combining all those blog posts, and we can create a valuable ebook for lead generation. So most of the people does this to make sure that they generate a good lead, right? Now it's very, very easy, and you can say ebooks are even selling in the market like wildfire, right? So we can even try that, right? Combining all the blogs post and turning all those blogs into an ebook. Then social media quotes. Now we need to extract impactful quotes and statistics from content for quick and make shareable posts, right? So it's pretty important that we come up, we target certain important or interesting social media quotes and make sure we convert them into content, and then we can make them pretty shareable posts, and again we can turn those posts into infographic or a video. We need to refresh old posts with current data and improve design to maintain relevance. All the older posts we can make it 2.0, right? We can make it even 3.0. We can even make it make it as sequels, right? So we need to make sure that all the updates, for example, if I am making this content for you people, then there would be a definite update regarding this particular content, right? So I should even work on updates, content updates if we are not doing that. So basically, let me give you an example of your mobile phone. So every now and then, mobile phone or the OS that we are having, they are even rolling up with different content updates or different kinds of OS updates, software updates. So in this moving world, it is very, very important for us to even come up with content updates if we wanted to be relevant in this market. Now, distribution channels. Let's see what are the different distribution channels related to content. First one is your own media. Basically, if you are having your own website or any blog or any email list to control content distribution directly, so email marketing especially give you a good return, which could be a 36x of return as per 2023. So you need to have your own website, blog, email list to control all your own content distribution platform. Now it's important that we gain publicity. How can we do that? Initially, if we are starting everything from the scratch, we need to make sure that we consistently put up content, and hence gradually we will succeed, right? But then in earned media, to gain popularity, we need to do certain kind of publicity, right, via public relationship, which is called PR, right? Social shares and customer reviews to build credibility and organic reach. If we start doing earned media things, then apart from the organic content, we can even leverage and have a good PR strategies involved and make ourselves a good brand. Next is paid media. Even we can leverage paid social media ads and pay-per-click campaigns to extend reach quickly to the target audiences, right? Social ads reach about 60% of the global population. Is one of the statistics says that social ads reach about 60% of the global population. So we have to have our paid media strategy uh, enabled at any cost, because this will also give you a good exposure in the market. Now let's see what there are certain tools which helps you planning up a content, you know. So this particular tool named HubSpot, it is basically it basically acts as a content calendar, right? Now, a built-in tool within the HubSpot platform that helps marketers plan, schedule, and manage content across blogs, social media, email, and more, right? So, what we need to do, we need to log into HubSpot, go to this URL. You can do it later on. Log in with your credentials, right? If you are not having your credential, sign up first. After signing up, you need to navigate to the marketing section. On in the top navigation menu, click on marketing, select planning and strategy, then campaigns. In some versions, go to marketing, social, or blog, depending on your focus. Now access the calendar tool. Go to calendar under the campaign section. You will see a calendar view with day, week, and month option. With this calendar view, right, you can create and manage your content accordingly, right? Step 4 is adding content to the calendar. Click on a day in the calendar. Choose the type of the content to schedule, what content you are coming up with. For example, if you are coming up with blog post, if you are coming up with social media post, email, landing page, custom task, or any kind of note, you can definitely add each and everything in your content calendar, and making sure that you do not miss on the planning that you are making. Next is fill in the content details, add the title, publish date, and if there be any campaign, name it, assign it to your team member, set a status, draft, scheduled, and published. Right? Some of the things, let's say you can integrate your social media platforms even to HubSpot, making sure that from the HubSpot itself you can post your content on social media. Then Again, you need to repeat and plan ahead. Schedule your content across weeks or months for consistency. Use the filter option to view by content type, owner, or campaign that you are doing, right? And then tracking the progress is pretty important because you also need to collaborate with your team for task updates and deadline reminders, right? Therefore, you need to make sure that each and everything goes well at your end and in your organization. Now, Google Trends becomes one of the greatest tool while creating any kind of content because on Google, everything people, whoever is searching, right, whoever is searching worldwide, either it's in India or in any other company, any other country, we can even track that and make sure we can even create such content because whatever in the trend will be viewed, will be consumed by the people or by the user, right? So Google Trends is nothing but it's a free tool by Google that shows how often a keyword or topic is searched over time and in different regions. The key features of Google Trend is you can search volume trends by country, how much is the volume of a particular keyword or the topic. We can even see the time range and category. We can compare multiple keywords or topics. We can discover rising search queries and seasonal trends. It is great for identifying content topics people are actively looking for. Hence, Google Trends is very, very useful because we can see the trending topics and we can optimize for SEO and make data driven decision for our content planning. Now let's see the content marketing examples. Uh, so you might have gone through certain insane content happening all over the world. One of my favorite, marketing campaigns. If you see the Red Bulls marketing strategy, it's pretty insane because uh, Red Bull is a drink. We can call it as energy drink, but then Red Bull is associated with different kinds of sports that gives you an adrenaline uh, rush, right? Therefore, Red Bull, make sure that it becomes relevant. Plus, it recharges its customer because there is a time wherein when Red Bull has introduced in US market, uh, already there are soft drinks like Coca Cola and Pepsi were bo- booming there, right? So Red Bull has done something interesting. They have associated with different kinds of sports which gives adrenaline pump, right? And hence given and strengthen its brand identity. So you should watch Red Bull's postings and everything, and it's pretty interesting. They invest a lot in these kind of sports. Then they, give sponsorship to F1 races and all those things. So it's pretty interesting the marketing strategy that Red Bull team is having. Similarly, there is Dove's Real Beauty campaign. So d- all of you might be knowing about this brand, Dove. Over the time, we we have utilized some of the other products of Dove, right? So what Dove does to be relevant, right? They focus on authentic brand values, empowering real people and redefining beauty norms, right? So again, Dove's campaign, if you could watch it, it's pretty interesting and you would also relate with their strategy. Then comes Old Spice humorous videos. So if you see Old Spice social media accounts or YouTube channel, you would see they come up with some viral comedic ads which boosted their engagement and they have uh, made sure that they have made sure that they strengthen their brand personality globally. Then there is GoPro user generated content, authentic content created by users showcasing real life adventures, mountains, etc. So GoPro is a brand, you all know, you might be knowing that it's a camera brand wherein uh, it has different types of products, right? So basically GoPro users interact with their own brand, collaborating with the brand identity itself, so that they can showcase their work, right? And hence it improves the brand authenticity of GoPro. Now let's see the summary what we have learned from the slides. We have learned content marketing. We have learned about content marketing, that very important thing is consistency, right? If we do not put our consistent time over delivering valuable and relevant content that builds long-term relationships, right? In that case, we might lose on the business. So it is pretty important that we consistently keep on creating content. This way, we can even generate leads and drive sales. Success requires thoughtful planning, hence, content planning is very important. Diversified content creation, effective redistribution, and rigorous measurement of results to continuously improve is pretty important for marketers like us, because repeating the cycle of sustained growth and engagement is only the one thing that we marketers crave for. And even if we do, if we have consistency in all these things, definitely our not only we will grow our brand value, our own brand, our own personal brand, let's say, we can increase the number of uh, target audiences, and hence we can even uh, become a good business giant over the time, right? So it's very important for marketers to be consistent in content marketing. Now let's see an activity. Now it's for the for you all that you're going through. So it's like content ideation part. Now what you need to do, break into groups of 3 or 4 students, choose a real or fictional brand to focus on, brainstorm at least 3 creative content ideas tailored to the brand's audience and goals. Afterward, present your ideas to a class, explaining how each content piece supports objectives and audience engagement. This will concept, or you can say this will reinforce your understanding of content marketing fundamentals, right? So moving forward, we will see how we can write a particular content.